Good morning, everyone. Now, today we are going to discuss about the open loop configuration of op-amp, in which we will see some different types of the op-amp whenever it is connected in open loop configuration, some numéricals related to open loop configuration. And one important concept that is called as the concept of virtual ground, which is also called as the concept of virtual short circuit. And if our time permits, we will see about the closed loop configuration of op-amp, in which voltage shunt feedback or inverting amplifier. Before that, I want to just discuss about the last lecture. In the last lecture, we have completed the symbol of operational amplifier, basic pin diagram of the operational amplifier, various parameters of the operational amplifier, and block diagram representation of op-amp. So that was the topic which we have completed in our last lecture. Now today, these are our objective, and after the completion of the lecture, I hope you will be able to give the answer of the problems related to these topics. So the first topic of the today's lecture is open loop configuration of op-amp. Open loop, that means in case of operational amplifier, there is no any feedback in between output to input terminal of the op-amp. So whenever the operational amplifier is connected in open loop condition, the circuit will be looking like a figure number A. So in figure A, you can see that there are two input terminals in op-amp, inverting and non-inverting terminal, where at the non-inverting terminal of op-amp, the value of input voltage is V1, and at the inverting terminal of op-amp, the value of input voltage is V2. And VD represents the difference in between the two input voltages. And what about the voltage V0? V0 completely depends on the value of difference of two input signals. So as per the definition of the operational amplifier, or as per the definition of the output of the operational amplifier, output voltage of the op-amp is directly proportional to the difference of two input signals. That can be represented as V0 is directly proportional to V1 minus V2, or it can be written as V0 is equal to AD V in 1 minus V in 2, where V in 1 is equal to V1 and V in 2 is equal to V2. What is AD? AD is a proportionality constant, and here it is a differential mode gain or open loop gain. In case of open loop configuration of op-amp, the value of AD is open loop gain of the operational amplifier. So from here, what is the value of output? Output is equal to AD V in 1 minus V in 2. That is, from here, it is being clear that the value of output voltage of op-amp is completely depends on the value of V in 1 and V in 2. So if both the inputs are present into the circuit, then on that condition, or based on these two inputs, the open loop configuration of the op-amp can be divided into three different categories. If both the inputs are present, then that is called as the differential amplifier. When both the inputs are present, V in 1 and V in 2, that is called as differential amplifier. Differential, that means a circuit which is used to produce the difference of two input signal at the output. When only one input is present, suppose only V in 1 is present. That means on that condition, what is the value of output? V0 is equal to AD into V in 1. The value or the sign of the output voltage is what? Positive. That means only positive terminal is present, or only non-inverting terminal is active on that particular condition. Or if only V in 2 is present, on that condition the value of output is equal to minus of AD into V in 2. The sign of the output is negative, that means the active terminal is inverted. So based on these two inputs, if both the inputs are present, then on that condition, the open loop configuration is called as the differential amplifier. If only one input is present, so that depends whether the input is connected in non-inverting terminal of op-amp or at the inverting terminal of op-amp. And based on the terminal connection, it can be naming as inverting terminal of op-amp or the non-inverting terminal of op-amp. So just let's see first of one of the type of the open loop configuration of op-amp. First one is the differential amplifier. So in case of differential amplifier, as I told you, it is a circuit or it is an operational amplifier which is used to produce the difference of two input signals. So here the value of V0 is equal to what? V0 is directly proportional to V in minus V in 2, or the value of V0 is equal to AD V in 1 minus V in 2, where V in 1 is non-inverting terminal voltage and V in 2 is inverting terminal voltage. Why I am telling it as V in 2 and V in 1? Why V in 2 is connected to negative. So if its sign is negative, then it must be connected to inverting terminal of op-amp. So from the expression also you can identify which particular voltage is connected to which terminal. If sign is positive, then that voltage must be connected to non-inverting terminal. So in case of differential amplifier, that is the value of output. This is not AD, it's actually the V0. V0 is equal to AD into V1 minus V2. In case of the inverting amplifier, second type of the open loop configuration of the op-amp, only one terminal is active. And which one terminal will be active? Inverting terminal. So if I go through this particular expression, so which terminal is connected to negative supply? So V in 2 is connected to negative. That means only V in 2 terminal will be active. V in 2, that means this inverting terminal is active. So if input signal is being applied at the inverting terminal of op-amp, then that is called as inverting amplifier. And because there is no any feedback in between input and output terminal, that's why it is an inverting amplifier in open loop condition. In case of inverting amplifier, the value of V0 is minus of AD into V in. And in case of non-inverting amplifier, input signal will be applied at the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. So these are the different types of the amplifier circuit whenever the operational amplifier is connected in open loop configuration condition. In all the condition, one characteristic is there. So what is the meaning of this characteristic? So as you know, in case of the operational amplifier, the value of gain is very high, or the value of open loop gain is infinite. In ideal condition, if we talk about the ideal condition of op-amp, so the gain of the operational amplifier is infinite. When the gain is infinite, that means in each and every condition, we are getting maximum value of the output. And if the value of AD is infinite, the value of output will be infinite. But as we know, in case of the operational amplifier, what is the maximum limit of the output which can be generated from the op-amp? That is the saturation limit. Suppose the supply voltage of this op-amp is plus minus 15 volt. Supply voltage, that means the signal which is being connected at pin number 4 and pin number 7. The value of that voltage is plus minus 15 volt. Then how much voltage can be generated from the op-amp? At max, its saturation voltage. It will not depend on the value of AD. How much voltage can be generated with the help of that operational amplifier? Its saturation voltage. That means something like 14.3 volt. So that much of the voltage can only be generated with the help of op-amp. So from here, if let's see the value of V in 1 is greater than V in 2, we are assuming here that due to some fluctuation in the input, due to changes in the value of input signal, due to interference of the noise, suppose the value of V in 1 is greater than V in 2. That means the value of V0 is equal to AD, and where V in 1 is greater than V in 2. What is the value of AD? In open loop condition, the value of AD is in 10 to the power 5, very high. That means sign of the output voltage will be what? Positive. And what I am telling you, maximum how much voltage can be generated from the op-amp in open loop condition? It's saturation voltage. So whenever there is the value of V in 1 is greater than V in 2, how much voltage will be generated by the output? It's saturation voltage. So when V in 1 is greater than V in 2, output will be how much? Positive saturation. Similarly, when the value of V in 2 is greater than V in 1, negative input, negative supply voltage is more than its non-inverting terminal voltage. On that condition, what is the value of output? It's at negative saturation. That means in each and every condition, whenever the circuit is connected in open loop configuration, either you are getting positive saturation voltage or you are getting negative saturation voltage. And these regions are called as what? Non-linear region. That means in open loop configuration of the op-amp, in each and every condition, operational amplifier is working in which region? Non-linear region. But for the proper application of the op-amp, the circuit must be operated in linear region. And the region in between A and B, that is what? Linear region. So what is the conclusion from here? Due to the high value of the gain, either we are working in positive saturation or we are working in negative saturation. That means for working in linear region, the value of this gain should be low. The value of this gain should be low. That means if we want to work in linear region, we need to reduce the value of gain. We need to reduce the value of gain. If the value of gain will not be reduced, we will not be able to work in linear region and the circuit cannot be operated for the application which works in linear region. So that's why in general we are not using the open loop configuration whenever we are using the operational amplifier for the application which are working in linear region. So this is the meaning of this plot. So this plot represents the characteristic or transfer curve of the open loop condition of the op-amp. So what's the conclusion from here? We need to reduce the value of gain. Then how can we reduce the value of gain? So we can reduce the value of gain by giving the negative feedback into the circuit. That's why there is some different concept came in existence that is called as the feedback concept. So here our main fundamental is to reduce the value of gain. That's why we are using here the negative feedback. If suppose we want to improve the value of gain, and when we want to improve the value of gain, whenever we want to operate the circuit as an oscillator, that means circuit should have the capability to regenerate the signal. If the circuit is having the capability to regenerate the signal, then that is called as the oscillator circuit. Yes, na? I think already you have discussed, studied about the oscillator in your last semester. So, as per the oscillator, the value of mod of A into beta should be greater than or equal to 1. So, on that condition, the circuit itself have a capability to regenerate the signal. But here the problem is high gain. And if the problem is already high gain, then that means we need to reduce the value of gain. That's why here we are not using the positive feedback. We are mainly concentrated on the negative feedback only. Negative feedback, that means we need to connect the circuit from output terminal to the inverting input terminal of the input. Inverting, that means negative. So if feedback is to be given in between output terminal to this negative input terminal, then that kind of feedback is called as negative feedback. So in most of the application, in case of the operational amplifier, we are using negative feedback. And what is the fundamental behind using the negative feedback? That we want to operate the circuit in linear region, and for operating the circuit in linear region, we need to reduce the value of gain, and for reducing the value of gain, we need to connect one feedback element in between positive terminal, output terminal to negative input terminal of the op-amp. But suppose for some application, you want to amplify the signal. That means if you want some more output, more gain, then on that condition, which kind of the feedback you want? Positive feedback. And in case of positive feedback, you need to connect the circuit in between output terminal to positive input terminal of the op-amp. So by connecting the feedback in between output to this positive terminal, the circuit will be working with positive feedback. And if the circuit is connected or the feedback element is connected in between output terminal to negative terminal, then that is negative feedback. So now, after that, we will see the concept of negative feedback or the closed loop configuration of op-amp. And before going to closed loop configuration of op-amp, let us solve one problem related to open loop configuration of op-amp. Very good problem. So as per this example number 1, determine the output voltage in each of the following cases for the open loop differential amplifier shown in figure, where the values of V in1 and V in2 is given in part A. So in part A, the value of both the input signal is DC. In part B, the value of both the input signal is RMS voltage, AC. The specifications for the op-amp is given as the value of A is that much, R in, R0, VCC, VE, and output voltage stream. We need to calculate the value of output for these two conditions. So let us solve this problem. As per the circuit is connected in open loop configuration. Why? Because there is no any feedback element is connected in between output terminal to input terminal. So this is the solution. So in part A, what is the value of V in 1? V in 1 is 5 microvolt. V in 2 is minus 7 microvolt is given. So for part A, as I told you earlier, if both the inputs are present into the operational amplifier, that means the circuit is a differential amplifier which is being connected in open loop configuration. And when the circuit is connected in differential amplifier condition, on that condition, what is the value of output? Output directly proportional to the difference of two input signal. That means output is directly proportional to V in 1 minus V in 2, or V0 is equal to AD V in 1 minus V in 2. This is the general expression for the calculation of output in case of operational amplifier. Now let us substitute the values. The value of AD is this one. The value of V in 1 for part A, 5 microvolt. The value of V in 2 for part A is minus 7 microvolt. After substituting these values, what is the value of output? 2.4 volt DC. That means we are getting some constant voltage, 2.4 volt, that will be produced at the output terminal of op-amp. No problem. It's good. Now part B. In part B, again substituting the values in this particular expression. Why? Because again here both the inputs are present, V in 1 and V in 2, both are available. And if both are available, just substitute the values in this particular expression. What is the value of AD? AD is that one. What is the value of V in 1? 10 millivolt. This is 10 millivolt. Minus what is the value of V in 2? 20 millivolt. Not 20 millivolt. So that is the value of output. Minus 2000 volt RMS. So what is the meaning of this? How much output voltage we are getting? 2000. So this is the waveform which represents the solution of part B. This is the waveform which represents the solution of this part B. In part A, the value of output was DC. That's why we have not represented here the output. But in part B, the signal is AC, and we want to represent here how much output will be generated at this the output terminal of op-amp in case of AC signal. So what is the value of V in 1? This is V in 1. V in 1 is 10 millivolt RMS. RMS, that means the value will be 10 divided by under root 2, or 10 multiplied by 0.707, or 3 dB amplitude. So what is 3 dB amplitude? 10 under root 2 millivolt. That is peak. This is negative peak. So this is your V in 1. What is V in 2? 20 millivolt RMS. That is 20 millivolt RMS. What is the value of supply voltage? So supply voltage is plus minus 15 volt. That means the output at max, how much voltage can be generated? At max, how much voltage can be generated with the help of operational amplifier? At max, it's saturation voltage. Already I told you, in case of the operational amplifier, maximum voltage that can be generated with the help of op-amp is saturation voltage. What is the value of output here? It's 2000 volt. What is the value of saturation in case of plus minus 15? At max 14.3 volt. Then what happened about the output? So up to 0 to 14 volt, you are getting the signal, but after that there would be the clipping into the wave. But why it's square? Why it's square? Why? Because there is very fast change in the value of output. Why? Because the value of V0 is how much? 2000 volt RMS. That's why at the output terminal, square waveform is generated. Why it's starting from negative terminal? Because its sign is minus. So input term, whenever there is a signal is at positive half cycle, due to that negative sign. Already I told you, whenever there is a negative sign, it will only represents there is a phase shift of 180 degree in between input and output. So for input voltage positive, you are getting output voltage negative. That means there is a phase shift of 180 degree in between input and output. So whenever there is a signal is at positive half cycle, our output signal will be starting from negative half cycle. And where there is input signal is at negative half cycle, output will be at positive half cycle. But due to fast change in the value of output, you are getting a square wave. How much would be the amplitude of that waveform? It's saturation voltage. And that saturation voltage is approx 14 volt. Why? Because supply voltage is 15. So whenever these kinds of the problem exist, just concentrate on what is the value of supply voltage, what would be the value of saturation voltage. At max, you are getting the saturation voltage at the output terminal of op-amp. So this particular fundamental I want to discuss with you. I hope that would be clear to all of you. This fundamental would be clear to all of you. Now moving further, before that, you can see from there is a clipping. That means whatever will be the information part contained over here, that is completely lapsed. So that is also the problem with open loop configuration of the op-amp. That's why we need to reduce the value of gain. And for the reduction, we need to apply some feedback. Which kind of the feedback? Negative feedback. So now moving further to feedback configuration. So which kind of feedback we may use in case of any circuit? So basically the feedback can be divided into 4 categories. 2 of them is based on voltage and remaining 2 is based on current. Either the feedback can be connected in series with input or in shunt with input. If output voltage is connected in series with input supply, then that is called as voltage series. And if output voltage is connected in parallel or shunt with the input, then that is called as voltage shunt. Similarly, if output current is connected in series with the input, then that is called as current series. And if output current is connected in shunt or in parallel with the input, then that is called as current shunt. So these are the 4 different configurations which may use for giving feedback into the circuit. Here in case of the operational amplifier, as we are having 2 input terminals. Which 2 input terminal we are having? Inverting terminal of op-amp and non-inverting terminal of op-amp. So this feedback element can be connected either with the help of inverting terminal or with the help of non-inverting terminal. But in both the configuration, for which particular terminal feedback is to be given? Whenever we want to reduce the value of gain, that must be connected to negative terminal. So we are having, as per closed loop configuration of op-amp, 2 feedback elements are there, or 2 feedback connections are there. One is called as voltage shunt feedback, and voltage shunt is also called as inverting amplifier. Why it is voltage shunt? Why? Because in case of inverting terminal of op-amp, as you know, we need to give the input supply to negative terminal, or if input signal is to be given at the negative terminal of the operational amplifier, that is called as inverting terminal of op-amp or inverting amplifier. Where is the feedback? RF is the feedback element which is connected at output terminal to input terminal of op-amp. Which input terminal? Inverting terminal. So because feedback is connected in between output to negative input terminal, which kind of feedback is there? Negative feedback. Which kind of the feedback is there? Negative feedback. But what is the connection of the feedback with the input? That is connected in parallel with input. This feedback element is connected in parallel. Why parallel? This point is here. With the help of this point is here. Both are grounded. These both terminals are grounded. And from there, if you concentrated on VA and this ground terminal, then RF will be in parallel with this input. That's why which kind of connection is voltage shunt. So inverting amplifier is also called as voltage shunt feedback. Now in second type of the connection is here. This is non-inverting amplifier. Why I am calling it non-inverting amplifier? Because input signal is given at the positive or the non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier. And if input signal is given at the non-inverting terminal of operational amplifier, that is called as non-inverting amplifier. Where is the feedback? Feedback element is RF. RF is connected in between output terminal to the input terminal. Which input terminal? Negative terminal. That's why which kind of feedback is this one? Negative feedback. Negative feedback. And already we have discussed that for reducing the value of gain, which kind of the feedback should be there? Negative feedback. So connection is okay. With the help of this connection, we may reduce the value of gain. We may reduce the value of gain. How it is connected to input? It is connected to in series with the input. Why? Because as per the concept of virtual ground, we will discuss in the next slide the concept of virtual ground or virtual short circuit. Potential at this particular node will be same as the potential at this particular node. So if at this particular node the value of voltage is V2, if this particular node the value of voltage is V1, then V2 must be equal to V1. So if both the terminals are connected to each other, from this figure you are not able to identify that both the terminals are short circuited. But internally both the terminals are short circuited in case of the operational amplifier. And both the terminals are short circuited. Feedback element is in series with the input. That's why this is called as voltage series feedback. Or the non-inverting amplifier configuration is called as what? Voltage series feedback. So these are the two different configurations we are going to discuss in this unit. Voltage shunt and voltage series. And before that, just get the concept of important concept or the basic building block of the operational amplifier. All the calculation is depends on this concept only. That is the concept of virtual ground, or more specifically, it can be called as virtual short circuit. So what is the concept of virtual ground? This means that the differential input voltage V in 1 minus V in 2 between the non-inverting and input terminal is essentially 0. As per the concept of virtual ground, inverting terminal voltage must be equal to non-inverting terminal voltage. And if non-inverting terminal voltage is connected to ground, then inverting terminal voltage will also be connected to ground. The concept of virtual ground. Really, it is not connected to each other. Actually, it is not connected to each other, but virtually, it is both the terminals are connected to each other. How? Let's see this simple calculation. So, as per the fundamental of the differential amplifier, as we know, what is the value of output? Output is directly proportional to the difference of two input signals. Many times we have discussed this. V0 is directly proportional to V in 1 minus V in 2, where V in 1 is non-inverting terminal voltage and V in 2 is inverting terminal voltage. From where we have identified this one is inverting and this one is non-inverting, the terminal which is connected to negative, that is inverting terminal voltage, and the voltage which is connected to positive, that will be positive terminal. And from there, what is the value of V0? 80 V in 1 minus V in 2. So that is the value of output. where AD is open loop gain, V in one non-inverting terminal, V into inverting terminal. After simplification or after rearranging this particular expression, what is the value of V in 1 minus V in 2? That can be written as V naught divided by 8. Now, what is open loop gain? In case of the operational amplifier, in the parameters of the operational amplifier, when we have discussed about the different parameters of the operational amplifier, I told you the open loop gain of the operational amplifier is infinite in ideal condition. In ideal condition, what is the value of open loop gain? Open loop gain is infinite. In practical condition, that value will be in mega, 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 6. But in ideal condition, the value of gain is infinite. That means in most of the condition, its value is very high. So let's suppose the ideal condition, so what is the value of AD? AD is equal to infinite. And when AD is infinite, what is the value of V in 1 minus V in 2? That is equal to V naught divided by infinite, or V in 1 minus V in 2 is equal to 0. So when we started with this simple expression, what is the final value of V in 1 minus V in 2? So V in 1 minus V in 2 is equal to 0. And from there we can write here the value of V in 1 must be equal to V in 2. Now tell me, what is the fundamental of this? From there, as per the circuit diagram, both the terminals are not connected to each other. In real condition, both the terminals are not connected to each other. But after the calculation, we can conclude that internally both the terminals are short circuited. Why? Because V in 1 is equal to V in 2, or the inverting terminal voltage must be equal to non-inverting terminal voltage. And if this non-inverting terminal voltage, V in is equal to 0, then inverting terminal must be equal to 0. If non-inverting terminal is connected to 0, so from this particular expression, inverting terminal will also be connected to 0. That is called as virtual ground. So if non-inverting terminal is connected to 0, internally this terminal will also be connected to 0. So that is the concept of virtual ground. But suppose if there is some voltage is present, then what is the value of this terminal voltage? So that voltage must be equal to the voltage which is applied over here. That will not be 0. That's why I told you, it's a concept of virtual ground. So whenever non-inverting terminal is connected to ground, then that is called as concept of virtual ground. But if it is connected to some other voltage, so more specifically, it is short circuit. So it's better to say virtual short in place of virtual ground. It's better to say virtual short in place of virtual ground. Why? Because if it's short circuited, indirectly it is connected to ground and this particular voltage will be 0. So this is one of the important concepts. In each and every solution related to the operational amplifier, we will use this concept for getting the solution. So this is all about one of the most important concept of the operational amplifier, that is the concept of virtual ground. Now starting with voltage shunt feedback amplifier. Voltage shunt feedback amplifier. So what is voltage shunt? Already we have discussed. Inverting amplifier is also called as the voltage shunt. Why? Because feedback is connected in parallel with the input. Feedback voltage, RF is a feedback element. In this particular circuit, RF is a feedback element and which is connected in shunt or in parallel with the input. That's why it is connected in voltage shunt. And the input signal is given at inverting terminal. That's why it is also called as inverting. Or indirectly we can say that the inverting amplifier is called as voltage shunt feedback amplifier. Here in this particular diagram, non-inverting terminal is grounded. That means as per the concept of virtual ground, VB is equal to VA, and because VB is equal to 0, VA must be equal to 0. So let's, or in case of voltage shunt feedback, now we are going to analyze the circuit. Analyze, that means we need to determine the values of some parameter. First is voltage gain. Why? Because why we are using here the negative feedback? Why we are going to the voltage shunt feedback? Why? Because we need to reduce the value of gain. Then after connecting the circuit in closed loop configuration, what is the change in the value of gain? That's why we are going to calculate the value of gain. So first of all, we are going to calculate the closed loop gain of the voltage shunt feedback amplifier or the closed loop gain of the inverting amplifier. Very important topic, voltage shunt and voltage series related to operational amplifier. So first is calculation of or the circuit analysis for the calculation of closed loop voltage gain of voltage shunt amplifier. So start with this particular node VA, apply one KCL at the node VA. So as per the KCL, what is the value of current? IN is equal to IF plus IB2. What is the value of IN at this particular node? I am applying node over here, no? KCL. So IN is equal to IB2 plus IF. So what is IB2? In parameter of the operational amplifier, one important thing I discussed with you, that input impedance of the operational amplifier is infinite. In ideal condition, input impedance of the operational amplifier is infinite. This is also over here. No? This particular, the concept of virtual ground, in this figure you can see here, internally there is one resistance. And what is the value of this resistance? Is infinite. And if the value of this resistance is infinite, no any current will flow at the input terminal of op-amp, or the input current of the op-amp is 0. Input current of the op-amp is 0. So based on that, what is the value of IB2? IB2 is input current of the operational amplifier. Input current of the operational amplifier. So value of IB2 is equal to 0. IB2 is equal to 0. Why 0? Infinite resistance is at the input terminal of the op-amp. So IB2 is 0. So from this equation number 1, what is the value of IN? IN is equal to IF. IN is equal to IF. Now what is the value of IN? IN the current in between VIN to VA. So what is the value of IN? VIN minus VA divided by R1. VIN minus VA divided by R1. And what is IF? IF is VA minus V0. This particular voltage is V0. VA minus V0 divided by RF. That is the value of IF. We have substituted these values. From the figure it is clear, I think. IN is equal to VIN minus VA divided by R1. What is IF? VA minus V0 divided by RF. Now what is VA? What is VA? VA is VB due to virtual ground. As per the concept of virtual ground, inverting terminal voltage must be equal to non-inverting terminal voltage. And because non-inverting terminal is connected to ground, so VA will also be connected to ground. So VA is equal to 0. VA is equal to 0. So we will see this thing in later. So what is the value of output? In open loop condition, what is the value of output? V0 is equal to AOL into VT. VT is the difference of two input signal, V1 minus V2. But V1 is ground. V1 is ground. This particular voltage is ground. When it is ground, so V2, VA. Already we have discussed that VA or VB is equal to 0. So from there, what is the value of V0? V0 is equal to minus of AOL into VA. Minus of AOL into VA. What are the... Don't confuse this V1 and V2. It's actually VA and VB. Where VB is V2, VB is V1, VB is V1, and V2 is VA. So from there, after just substitute these values over here. What is the value of V0? V0 is equal to minus AOL into VA. Why I am representing this one in this particular parameter? Why? Because we want to make a relationship in between in terms of open loop gain. So what is the value of V0? V0 is equal to minus of AOL into VA. Now substitute these values in equation number 3 here. Which value you need to substitute? Substitute the value of this VA. From there, what is the value of VA? V0 divided by AOL. What is the value of VA? VA is equal to minus of V0 divided by AOL. So Vin plus minus minus plus V0 divided by OL divided by R1 is equal to this one term. Simplify this one. After simplification, you are getting the value of Vin into RF is equal to this one. Just substitute the value, and finally calculate the output in terms of this one. What is gain? gain is the ratio of output divided by input. Gain is nothing but the ratio of output voltage divided by input. So we need to change the expression in the form of V0 and Vin. So just take common all the terms which is having the term V0, also the term which is having the term Vin. So after simplification, what is the value? Vin into Rf is equal to minus of V0 and that much of the term. Now take from here V0, and from there Vin. So V0 divided by Vin is nothing but closed loop gain. What is the value of closed loop gain? Closed loop gain is this one with negative sign. So this is the exact expression for the closed loop gain in case of inverting amplifier. And this is the closed loop gain in practical condition. In ideal condition, just substitute the value of Va is equal to 0 over here. Va is equal to 0. So you will get this expression. So now ideally AOL is very large or infinite. Then on that condition, R1 into AOL is much greater than this R1 plus RF. Open loop gain is very high. Due to that, this term is neglected as compared to R1 into AOL. And from there, AOL and AOL will be cancelled out. So closed loop gain will be RF divided by R, minus of RF divided by R. So this is the ideal expression in case of inverting terminal of op amp. So whenever someone told you what is the ideal closed loop gain in case of inverting terminal of op amp, so ideal gain is minus RF by R. But what is the value of practical gain of inverting amplifier? Minus AOL into RF divided by R1 plus RF plus R1 into RF. That is the value of exact expression of closed loop gain. Now second is input resistance with feedback. What is the value of input resistance with feedback? So this is the modified circuit. How we have modified this circuit? So this is modified from this one. So for calculation of input resistance, this is your feedback element, na? Which is being connected at the output to input terminal. So for the simplification of the circuit or for the calculation of input impedance, just apply the Miller's theorem. Just apply the Miller's theorem. And as per the Miller's theorem, this resistance will be distributed in input terminal and output terminal. So with the help of Miller's theorem, I have simplified this circuit. So at the input terminal, Vin is this one. Then R1, how feedback resistance will be distributed in input and output? Feedback element divided by 1 plus AOL input. And at the output terminal, what will be the value of resistance? RF into AOL divided by 1 plus. I hope all of you know how to reconnect the circuit with the help of Miller's theorem. Now at the V2 terminal, this is your internal circuitry. Rin, R0 and AOL into VD. These are the internal component of the operational amplifier. So internally there is input resistance Rin, output resistance, minimum output resistance R0 and AOL into VD is voltage over here. So what is the value of input resistance? It's a resistance which is being seen from the input terminal of op amp. So what is the equivalent resistance? So equivalent resistance will be from this terminal, this R1 plus. This is grounded. This terminal is also grounded. That means both the terminals are in parallel to each other. Both the terminals are parallel to each other. And what is input resistance with feedback? All the resistances which are connected are input terminal. So this R1 resistance is in series with the parallel combination of these two resistances. And these two resistances are RF plus 1 plus AOL in parallel with this internal resistance Rn. So after simplification, what is the value of Rnf? R1 plus parallel combination of these two resistances. And after simplification, what is the value of Rnf? R1 plus that much of the term. R1 plus that much of the term. But ideally, what is the value of gain? Gain is maximum. The value of gain is maximum. When gain is maximum, this whole term will be 0. This whole term will be 0. So when it is 0, input resistance with feedback will be nothing but R1, input resistance. So whenever you want to calculate the exact expression for the input resistance with feedback, use this one, or input resistance R1 will be equal to input resistance with feedback. So this is the fundamental how can we calculate the value of input resistance with feedback. Now what is output resistance with feedback? So output resistance with feedback, for that we need to again reconnect the circuit. These are the components which are connected in output to input terminal. This is your feedback element. These are the input. RF and input resistance is R1 and negative terminal is connected to input voltage source. So we need to replace this voltage source with ground. We need to replace this voltage source with ground. Now this upper part is here, positive terminal is at upper part and negative terminal is at lower part. Just I have changes the position of the input and output. Before that, that was in the lower part, positive terminal, and here it is negative. Now I have shifted in the circuit. Now positive part is at upper part and negative part is at lower part. And from negative terminal, what was there? Input source was connected. So for calculating the output resistance with feedback, we made this term is connected to short circuit. So after short circuiting, what is the value of current at the output? We need to calculate the value of output resistance with feedback when we are seeing the resistance from output terminal. So this is a position from where we are actually calculating the value of output resistance. So what is the value of current over here? This I0 is distributed into two parts, IB and IE. These are the two currents, IB and IE. But in this particular path, RF and R1 is connected. In these two paths, RF and R1 is connected. And here, this internal resistance R0 is there. What is the basic functionality of the current? It will use only the path which is having the minimum resistance. So this path is having only single resistance, internal resistance, which is having the value of 75 ohm. And this particular path, total value of the resistance is how much? Very high in kilo ohms, mega ohms. Why? Because these are the two resistances. Also, there is internal resistance is present. Internal resistance is infinite. So total resistance is how much? Rn in parallel with R1 plus Rf. So that is the total resistance which is connected in this particular path. So the value of current will be 0. So here if the value of current is 0, I0 is equal to Ia. I0 is equal to Ia. And from there, substitute I0 is equal to Ia, apply KVL. Apply KVL here. So V0 plus drop across this terminal plus drop across this particular. That is equal to 0. So after simplification, the value of I0 is equal to this one. Substitute this in expression and finally you will get the value of this term. So in our next lecture, we will discuss again how to calculate the value of resistance. Now I think time is completed. So now we are completing the thing at this part only. In our next lecture, again we will discuss how to calculate the value of output resistance with feedback. I hope that much part would be clear to all of you. Thank you so much for today. Thanks a lot.